We're on Daf Yud Ches Amid Beis, and we're up to Tana Rabbanan. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines up before the end of Yud Ches Amid Beis. Tana Rabbanan. We're talking about two witnesses that claim regarding the shtar that is now in Bezdin, and they're trying to be Mekayim to authenticate signatures. Yadenu said, Aval anusim hayinu machmas nefashos, or alternatively psuli edusinu, or ketanim hayinu, and it's ein ksav yodam yotzim makam acher, ein nemonim leposlo divrei Rabbi Meir v'chachamim nemonim. So the chachamim are applying the principle of peshas peshah hitir, as we saw in the Mishnah at the beginning of this Amud, that if it's ein ksav yodam yotzim makam acher, there's no way of being mekayim the shtar except their testimony, then they're believed to say we were anusim, we were psuliedus, we were ketanim. But according to Rabbi Meir, the edim are not nemonim; they can apostle the shtar, even though ein ksav yodam yotzim makam acher. It seems like Rabbi Meir is rejecting the principle of hapeshas v'peshit. The Vishlem the Rabbanan kita mayu shapesha also hapeshahita. We understand the Chacham very well that in the case of ein ksav yodam yotzim makam acher, the only possibility of being mekayim the shtar is through the edim. They could certainly be believed to say anusim hayinu to apostle the shtar. And we're not going to apply the principle of because they have an emunah called Peshasa Peshit El Rabbi Meir, my timer. Why did he say that we're not going to apply the principle of Peshasa Peshahit here? And the Gemara is questioning Rabbi Meir. What's the logic of Rabbi Meir? Because since it's ein shtar Yotzei B'Makom Acher, and the only way of being Mekayim the shtar is through the testimony of these two Eidim, who admit Ksav Yodenu, but they themselves pass the shtar. So the Gemara says, you know what? Let's limit the question we have, the objection that we have to Rabbi Meir. Mishlem, there are parts of what Rabbi Meir said that we can understand. We understand that if the Eidim say, yeah, Ksav Yodenu, that we did in fact sign in the shtar, but we were psulim, and we can understand Rabbi Meir's logic. His svara as to why the Eidim are not believed to say that we signed in the shtar when we were psulim, because malve gufe meikar medik dayek umichtam. The malve who needs the shtar would guarantee that the Eidim signed on the shtar are Eidim ksherim li'edus. That's elementary. Obviously, if the malve needs the shtar in order to collect the money, he's not going to put his money into jeopardy with a shtar that's signed by Eidim Psulim. He's going to certainly be absolutely careful to guarantee that the Eidim signed on the shtar, Eidim Ksherim, so that the shtar is valid. So therefore, the Eidim are not believed to say Psuliedus Hayinu, because against that claim, there is an Anan Sadi, there is as if we ourselves, based on the premise here that the Malva would not allow the shtar to go through without checking out the Eidim, making sure they're Eidim Ksherim. So then we cannot rely on these Eidim and apply the principle of Peshas Peshita, because against the Peshas Peshita, there's on the other side the contradiction of Anan Sadi. We know for sure that the Malva would not allow this shtar and accept this shtar in lieu of the halva that he's extending to the Lord without first checking out the Eidim, being convinced that the Eidim were signing on the shtar, not psuli edus, they are ksher. Now the Gemara goes on and says, you know, there's another way we can understand Rabbi Meir in the case of Ketanim and justify it, Nami, that the Eidim are not believed to say that they signed as Ketanim. Kid Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish. Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish, here on the top of Daf Yutes Amud Aleph. Eino Eidim chotzim al shtar, elo imkein nase begadol. The Eidim themselves are going to check out the mocher and the lokeach to make sure that the seller and the buyer, they are valid, and we validate their actions because we're talking about a gadol and not a katan. If the mocher, the lokeach, is not a gadol, then the whole kinyan, the whole mechira is completely null and void. When the Edom sign a star and they equip the lokeach with a star that testifies that he bought the field, then there's certainly an assumption that the Edom would check out to make sure that this mocher is a gadol, and therefore the sale is valid. If they don't clarify it, then the sale might not be valid, and yet they're signed on a star. And the same logic you could apply in every star, that the Edom are certainly gedolim because Lokeach needs this star to prove that he purchased the land, or the Malva needs this star to prove that he extended a loan and he could collect the loan. They who write the star and need the star, they would certainly make sure that the Edom are gedolim and not ketana. You have a child who might be 13, maybe he's not 13, you don't know his age. They'll certainly clarify that in order to get themselves a valid star. So the Lokech, the Malva wants a valid star. They can only do so if they guarantee that the Edom are not ketana. So when the Edom now say that they were ketana when they signed the star, we have an Anan Sadi that contradicts their claim. Ella anusim my time. Here's where we get stuck. Why does Rabbi Meir say that if the Edom say that we were compelled under duress to sign the star, they're not believed? What happened to Hapeshas either here? We don't have any clarification as to whether or not they were anusim, they weren't anusim. There's no Anan Sadi over here. Why then does Rabbi Meir say that they're not believed to say anusim ayim? And in Mirz Hashem, we're going to see the Gemara, the Sugya Rabbi Meir, tomorrow.